Hey there, you. Welcome. We're going to do a little bit of a story time today because it's all well and good me sitting there going like, oh, this is what I think that should go on and all this lot and whatever. But I should really explain a bit of my backstory to show that, like, I really didn't used to always be like this. The other day on Facebook, I came across one of my memories where I'd posted a load of articles where I'd done stuff for charity, for example, back when I was a little bit echo personality girl. Thank you very much. And I did a load of charity events for cancer research, and then the second time I won it for Childline. And so I did used to believe in things, in the shit that we're told. And obviously one of the biggest tools of control we have is money. Now, back in 2007, I stuck myself on an experiment called the Experiment of One. I'd just lost my car because I couldn't afford to keep it. And I'd also been diagnosed with MS. So I went inwards and did inner work. I changed the way that I am, who I am as a person. Thought, right, okay, let's do this differently. And I can tell you for now it works. I can tell you for now that my life is, I am happier. I don't have things, right? But I am happier now than I have been in my whole life, I think. Just level of peace, lack of drama, that kind of fandango. But back in the day, I wasn't goody two shoes, let's put it this way. And I've already decided what the title of this is going to be, so you'll know where we're going. All right, so let me tell you this story, and I swear to God, the universe is just sending me scammers. Well, it can't, because everybody gets them, but what a turn of events. The fact that, like, I did it first. So yeah, I met this chap on a night out, and I just had a really nasty breakup. I just moved out of a women's refuge, where I'd spent like 5 months in this, 4 or 5 months in this women's refuge. Got myself replaced over here in Leicester. I was only up the road, but I came back home to Leicester and don't feel like home anymore, but what can you do? And yeah, I started going out on the raz because the husband I'd broken up with, you can imagine, with me being in a women's refuge, weren't the kindest of chaps. And I didn't have a lot of self-confidence, to put it mildly, right? So and this was 2001, and so I called 2001 the summer of love. I shagged my way through fucking as many men as I could possibly get my hands on. It's sad to say, well, I weren't that bad, but every week I'd go home with a different fella. Am I proud of it? Nah. I'm glad I did it. To be fair, it was a really fun year, and it's memories and all that lot. Anyways, got myself, that was mainly what, well, no, actually it was when it came out. Anyways, I'd got myself this new house. No flooring, no big items, like just this shell of a house with the shit that I'd picked up from my house when I left, the stuff that I could fit. That's maybe why I keep having nightmares about that, just reminding me of that, because this is a recurring theme in my dreams. It's just packing up my shit, finding what I can have. And he burnt a lot of the rest, burnt all of my daughter's toys, but I had a big bonfire when we got in the car and left out. Shitloads of memories just gone. Well, that one. Anyways, so I was just feeling really shit about myself. And no, this is going back. Sorry, I do tangent. Oh, thoughts, disclaimers. These are just my thoughts and opinions, and also I swear, and also I tangent. do apologise for myself. And I'm going back 20 years, is it? Yeah, 24 years. This was 2001. So I'm going back 24 years. I'm not going to remember this verbatim. Trust me. Anyways, one night out in this club, caught the eye of this fella. He comes over chatting to me, Nigerian fella by the name of Yaya. Right? He was really sweet. All I remember is that he had on the most beautiful. I am a fucker for a decent shirt. Like, literally, I am an absolute bastard for a decent shirt. Do not know why, but the weave on this shirt, white, and he's in a nightclub. He's black as the ace of spades. This white shirt stood out. And I'm like, whoa, this is a really fancy shirt. Anyways, he started asking me if I wanted drugs. Now, I took drugs back in the early 90s and then didn't take drugs. This black bloke was saying he could get me drugs, so I took some drugs. I do apologise, you know what I mean? Not the wisest decision in the world, but he got me where he wanted me. It turns out he got friends in Leicester, that's why he's from London. But he got friends in Leicester and he was staying up with them and whatever. And so, yeah, I ended up, I don't know if it was that particular night, going back to this place. It was up by the train station, I think, in Leicester. And it was downstairs, this flat. And I remember going downstairs with him. And there was just shitloads of men. Just of all different colours, none of them white, like, but you got, like, you know, Middle Eastern looking men, black men. It was really fucking, you know, if I weren't off my tits on drugs, it would have been intimidating, do you know what I mean? Found a bedroom, did the deed. This is the one and only time I ever had sex with this fella. Was on that first night when I was off my tits on drugs. And he didn't take drugs, like, literally, he just was just like, here you go, have some drugs, have some more drugs, have some drugs. Like, not proud of myself, not one of my proudest moments. None of this is, like, literally, I'm telling you this to shame myself, to show you that I did used to be a greedy little bitch, and how I'm remorseful. Oh, it's difficult to say. And when you get the whole story, you'll be like, yeah, to be fair, he was a dick. Do you know what I mean? Because he really was a dick. But, you know, it's not something that I'm proud of now. It's not something that I would ever do again. Anyways, he worked in IT. He got a job to do somewhere up north, Leeds, I think, because I remember going round Leeds Market with his mate. I was with his mate. I don't know. I remember the street lighting having faces while I'm sitting there trying to have a snooze in the back of the car. But I stayed in the car all day while he went to work in Leeds. Bearing in mind, you know, I'd not been home at this point. Literally went round, left there, I think, to the best of my knowledge. He drove up north. He went and did his IT job. This was Saturday, Sunday, I don't know. I can't remember what night we were out, but I think we were out on the Friday night. And yeah, and it appeared that this man had a lot of money. On the way back home, he took me to Meadow Hall in Sheffield. Bought me this lovely suit, red trouser suit with a white blouse and whatever. And he was just like, yeah, have anything you want. And that was the thing. Have anything you want. The kid in a sweet shop feeling, that greed, that excited feeling in your womb where it's like, oh, so much stuff, I love it all, I have it all. That's what I did to this man. Like, the complete opposite of who I've turned out to be and how I've educated myself to be, what I've learned I should be and what I have become. I used to be the complete opposite of that. This guy paid for my whole house to be carpeted, beds and whatever, I think. No, did I buy the bed? Don't remember him, but I know he bought me a brand new fridge, trainers for me and the kids, and like all sorts of clothes and stuff like that. Gas oven. God, I miss that oven. Like, literally. Dining room table and chairs. Only time in my life I've ever had a dining room table and chairs. With a TV. Sofa. Didn't get a normal sofa, did I? No, I got a 4-seater. I used to call it my casting couch. This thing was fucking huge. I marched this bloke down to DFS to get this fucking thing because I was out. We went out a couple of nights. He'd come down on a Friday, and literally, I made sure he got here before the shop shut. I just took him shopping. I rinsed the man. Fucking rinsed him. Thousands I had out of that guy. Fucking thousands. Alright? And I only ever slept with him that one time, that first night when I was off the tip. I didn't fancy him. Didn't fancy him at all. It was thick as fuck, apart from anything else, which also gives me some shame because, like I literally, I led him by the dick to DFS. You know what I mean? Like, literally, this guy had me once, and literally for months, he just fucking refurbished my house. I shouldn't be laughing. I shouldn't, but considering the Nigerians that I've met since then that have tried to fucking rob me, but I consider it theft. I consider that I robbed this fucking bloke blind. I rinsed him, like, on the promise of sex that I never gave. Never gave him sex again. Obviously, that's all he wanted from me. And it got most expensive shag he's ever had, mate. Anyways, so just so that you don't feel quite so sorry for him, one day we're there and I'm like, oh, you're special angel or something like this. Got this text message. You do realise that your special angel, or whatever I called him, is, in his words, a happily married man. I'm like, what? This dude, I can't remember who he told me he was staying with, a friend or something like that. But no, he was married and living with his wife and coming up to Leicester every weekend trying to get in anybody's pants. And he got in mine once, and literally, it's the morality of it, who's the most immoral, me or him. It was something that I look back on with fondness. And I still now sing Queen of the Mountain, Mountain Queen, because it was some song that he was playing while we were going to Vermont Shopping Centre for me table and chairs. But it was really weird. Oh, anyway, so in response to that, I replied and said, like, oh my God, I am so sorry, kick him in the bollocks from me. And somewhere in my possession, in my memories, I have the piece of paper where that was cited in the court of law for their divorce. And the last thing I knew, he was going after me. He would because straight away, as soon as I knew he was married, I fucked him off. That was it. It's like, no, I'm not doing this to him. Fuck off. Go. Right. And the last thing I heard, he was doing, like, he was chasing after a 15-year-old girl. Not a moral man. Not a good man. So, but I remember this one time, and we'd been out uptown, and he was mates with this fucking huge black man, this bouncer, and this drug dealing lad, and they were like a group, and they all came round and they were sat. This is before I got the sofa and whatever. Sat on garden chairs in my living room, watching this tiddly piddly TV thing. And it was 2001, so it was post, might have been early 2002 actually, not sure. But it was post 9/11. No, it'll have been 2001. So this was post 9/11, but it was being told a lot on the news. All of the news pieces were about this. There's these three black men sat in my living room, and I'm just stood behind them and whatever. And they're all talking in, I'm assuming, Nigerian. I don't know what language they speak. They're all sat there watching the telly. And they're talking to each other. One of them's the size of a fucking house. One of them's, but remind me a bit of Kevin Hart on Scary Movie 3. And then this Nigerian bloke that I was with, and they're talking to each other, and the only words that I could make out were bomb and Taliban. And I'm sitting there thinking, bearing in mind the first night that I'd met him, I'd gone down and there's loads of Middle Eastern fucking geezers and black men in this basement flat thing at like 5 o'clock in the morning. And it might have been 7, don't matter. Pretty sure it were getting light though. And yeah, so I'm sitting there thinking, are these people fucking terrorists? I didn't know what was going on. It was one of those times that I can say I did this in my life, basically. And it's one of those things that I'm like, right, I can use this as proof to say, because ultimately it's no good me saying to you, yeah, money's a tool of control and money will fucking drag you down and money is a weapon almost. And all of this lot, and how I am frugal, and how I don't go for things for myself above anything else. But I didn't used to be like that. I learnt to be like this through communicating with the universe that I'm an equal part of, and realising that money is not the currency to go for. That we've been lied to, thinking that money, it's like it made my house comfortable. Do you know what I mean? Oh, and one day we went out, because like I say, it was thick as fucking soup, this fella. We'd gone out to this fucking thing. I'm dancing. Back then I could dance a little bit more. He's there like, oh, look, she's really, look at her go, whatever. Yeah, he was looking after my handbag and just fucked off. So he had to buy me a new handbag. He had to buy me a new purse. He had to put money in it. He had to fucking get me a new mobile phone, which was obviously fancier than the one that I lost. He had to we had to break in the back door, so he had to sort the door out. I ain't proud of it. But I am not gonna say I've been squeaky clean, goody two shoes my whole life, because I have fucking not. I have sinned with the best of them. Do you know what I mean? I've never hurt anybody, but I have been greedy, and I did go for more for me than other people. I stole from that man, in my personal opinion. Do you know what I mean? In my personal opinion, I stole that money because he wanted sex and I didn't give him. He had sex. It must have been cracking sex is all I could say for him to keep coming back when no bloody... I'd kiss him and stuff like that, but it was revolting, and he was just stupid, and I don't get on well around stupid people, and nowadays I don't get on well around stupid people, no matter how much money they've got. I couldn't give two shiny shits how much money you've got, mate. It does not make you happy. I have found this out for myself. So yeah, please feel free to call me all the slugs under the sun in the comments, because I did that. I scammed a Nigerian. Ever before I had a Nigerian try and scam me. And now, how the tables have turned. And if you watch my videos regularly, you'll see that I do a lot of work on this. But I thought I should even out the playing field, because I used to believe that charity was a good thing. So much so that I took money off people to give to that charity. I've shaken the little tins. Well, you're not allowed to shake them. But I've stood there in, where did I do that? Petrol station, motorway services. I've stood there and I've bounced on a bouncy castle, eating jelly all afternoon. I've sat in a bath of rice pudding all afternoon. Not on the same day, obvs. Jelly and rice pudding sounds quite nice though. What else have I done? I've done 40 miles on an exercise bike in Loughborough Town Centre. I did a charity birthday night. I had a rave for my birthday. That was for charity. Like, literally, I thought differently. I believed the way that these tell us we have to behave. I conformed to that. I was Bono, mate. I was Bono back. Well, I weren't Bono, but who is Bono, obviously, and Geldeath, obviously. But yeah, I got it wrong. And I hold my hands up and say that the way that I behaved then was wrong. And I put it right. It is possible to change. Please have faith, my darlings. It is possible to change. And when you do, it is so much more rewarding. You get so many more gifts. You can, like that, it's like, yeah, I've got a fucking 4-seater sofa, mate. Literally, when you have a little kiddie going, oh my God, thank you so much, when you hand them something you've crocheted and give them for free, and their like eyes light up, that is payment, mate. That is the payment we should be striving towards. Love, peace, harmony. Like, I ain't just full of empty fucking words, mate. I have lived the opposite life. Please hear me. Please, let's discuss this. You know, we have got it so wrong because we believe them bastards. They have fashioned a world where everything has to be about money, and they were lying from the get-go, just so that they can have inner peace, so that they don't have to worry about bills, so that they have everything. They make us suffer, so they have everything. And I've been through this before, so I'm leaving it there. Yeah. Here's my shame, laid bare for you all. Not proud of it, but glad that it happened, because otherwise how would I be able to compare and contrast when I did put it right? So yeah, bit of a confession there. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. I have changed. Mankind is my business. Literally, mankind is my business these days. Yeah, on that shameful note, if you've made it to the end, I owe you a bevy and I am going to pay. I promise. We don't do that anymore around here. Not since 2007 was when I put myself on the experiment. So we're coming up to a 20th anniversary of that in 2027 now. I'm going to have to do something about that, you know. But yeah, thank you for being here. Please come back and never forget that I love you all.